My name is Travis, and this is my best friend,
Charles.
and we are 2/5 of the band We the Kings.
Awesome. And so, like, what are you guys doing right now in Glasgow anyway? Like, what are you up to?
We started our tour 4 or 5 days ago for the UK is Forever tour to support our Friday is Forever EP that We the Kings put out in all of the UK, and this is our one and only Scotland show for the tour. So we're really excited. Every time we come to
I was
Glasgow,
gonna say, every time we're here, it's always like a giant party. So we're really looking forward to it.
this should, if my numbers are correct, this is the biggest show of the tour so far.
Yeah, it is.
It's only day 4, but still it's the biggest show, and Glasgowians are rowdy as.
Is that right? Glasgowians?
I don't think so. Can't be right. Scots.
What would it be?
It would be more Glasgow, but Glasgow Indians, it sounds kind of alright, actually. It's like Indians, so you could go.
Alright.
Glasgow Indians.
There we go.
Well,
the native Glasgowans.
Yeah, I feel like a Glasgow Indian because I have red hair.
You fit in.
I'm a ginger.
You fit in.
I fit in. Nobody looks at me weird. This is great.
I had to wear a little wig, a little redhead wig, and I fit in. I tried to, but not as good as yours.
It's the effort that counts. We appreciate it at the very least. And I know this is something with you as well too. You don't just fit in with the red hair. Like you've like with the amount of volume to the red hair as well too. You manage a lot more than other people here right now.
You know, I'm trying to be the leader of the red. That's what happens.
Well, anyway, moving on. Anyway, I was kind of wanting to just kind of start off talking about your EP that you've kind of released as well too, with Friday is Forever. But just some info on that, guys.
Yeah, it's nothing really new, but we've never released it in the UK. So people who have it have imported it. But right before we left for tour, we finished our brand new record, which will be our 4th studio album that we're gonna hopefully release everywhere within the next couple months, maybe like May, June, or July.
Right.
And so to kind of keep everybody like on the edge of their chairs, we put out Fridays Forever EP to kind of get people excited about what we would be playing on the tour. So a lot of people are like, this is nothing new, but technically we've never released it here. So the people who are saying that it's nothing new have already imported or downloaded our music for free.
They're the sneaky ones already. Yeah.
Which is fine, as long as they have our music, then I'm okay. But
they come out to the show regardless, so that's the important part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have the record that we just finished recording before we left to fly over here is absolutely incredible. We're at the moment right now, which is very anxiety. We have a lot of anxiety for this because we know what the songs sound like, and we're really excited to show everybody, but we can't. You
basically want to show everyone the demos as we're doing it. Like, hey, you want to hear something? Oh, come over here. We'll play it on the system right now.
So I know the minute that we're allowed to, logistically let people hear the songs, we're gonna be so excited and so happy.
Okay, fair enough. Hearing the songs, then I can understand that. I mean, ruining it and stuff like that. But can we talk about the songs that you've kind of coming out and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we've I took about 3 or 4 months. I moved out to Los Angeles and we started recording some of the ideas that I had and just built upon those ideas. And I would send them to the guys and hear what they thought and which direction we should go. And it was the first time. It was the most unorthodox record we've ever done because Charles was in a studio, I was in a studio, a different studio. Hunter was in a different studio. Our drummer Danny was in a different studio, and Coley was in a different studio. So we had 5 members of the band in 5 different studios, and it was absolutely kind of chaotic. But the way the songs came together was incredible.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty interesting way of doing it and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it gave us like our own time to figure some parts out, but then come together like collaboratively and make the songs amazing.
Yeah, and also on the lyrical side of things, like this is the first time that I've actually been like single in writing records. So it's not every song's not about like a love relationship or like a heartbreak. It's got a lot of like depth to the record, which is really nice for a We the Kings album.
Also, Barry, hello.
Danny's just joining us.
I'm Danny, the drummer, and I'll go ahead and chime in on this question, which I know that it is. I put amazing drumming into this record. There you go.
So humble. So humble.
He's just touching his soul with his humbleness right now. So, I mean, well, the one time I get from that, it must have been like, I don't, obviously with the noise outside, and maybe I didn't catch it, I was a wee bit worried about that myself, but you guys were recording in different studios. I mean, that must have been a bit weird for like chemistry-wise as well too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the chemistry was, we've known each other for so long that the chemistry is there whether we're in the same room or not. It's like we're always on tour. We're always in contact with each other, even when we're in different cities. It's like a brotherhood thing that we have. So recording in a different studio was really nothing to us. It was easy because it was just like, I know what you're going for.
Right.
I'm just gonna go lay it down. It wasn't like there wasn't ever really like the question of like, dude, I don't know what to do. You know, like you would just do it. And then when all the files came together, it's beautiful. You know, it was amazing. And everybody had their own, you know, creative input on what they wanted to do for the record. And it's actually,
like technology is kind of crazy because like we could have like 4 iPads set up in the room or something like that, and each one's a member of a different studio in a different studio. It's like technology allowed that kind of stuff to happen, and we can give each other feedback so instantly.
right.
Too.
And it's almost, you know, I almost want to say that it was easier to do this way because each person could start recording immediately. You know, and when you're all in the same studio, it's one at a time. And we were, you know, kind of in a hurry for time because we had to, you know, fly to start the UK is Forever tour and go into mainland Europe on tour. So we wanted to finish the record before we, you know, got over here. So it was actually easier for us to get everything done with each person having enough time, more than enough time to actually do the parts that they wanted to do.
Sweet. So all came out brilliantly then from the sounds of it, so it's fantastic. But kind of going back then and kind of maybe relating it to the Fridays Forever EP that you kind of released as sort of a teaser in the UK. I mean, with that kind of release, one of the questions I had was like the transition from the old album to this, even though it's not new songs, it's still something to listen to the new album. So has this kind of had any kind of effect in it? Maybe like an older style?
You were at a different place on that album, and you're in a different place now too. So I think if that's what you're asking, like the transition between the styles or like from Fridays Forever EP to this new album, is that what you're trying to ask?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think like you are just in a different writing. Like
It was one of those things you just. This record felt like I didn't have to think about writing it. It just kind of wrote itself. It was what needed to come out for We the King's 4th record. And a lot of bands aren't fortunate enough to make it to their 4th record. A lot of bands break up after 1 record or after 2 records or even after 3. But we're so thankful to be alive and relevant at this point in our lives as musicians and as band members that this record is almost like a, you know, thanks for the support. This is our life's work. You know, this is every song on the record is strong. There's no song that we feel is worse than another. And this is the first time we've ever actually felt that about a full record, you know, and I'll admit there's times that like I've written a song that's gone on a record that I haven't been, you know, as emotionally attached to as say one of the songs that we felt strongly about. So this is the first time in a very long time that we've been so excited to show people our new music because it still sounds like We the Kings, but it's the best We the Kings songs that we might ever write, and it's really incredible.
Basically, what I think Travis is saying, and feel free to interrupt, is he's been he's been a terrible songwriter for a long time, and now he has reached this absolute peak, which I think is his magnum opus, if I will, and I will.
So, in his opinion, right, so basically the shit writing has now reached the apex of shittiness, and it's now just a lower level of shittiness. If it's like a toilet seat, we're actually going into the sewage right now.
No. Now he's I think you got it backwards. You treat it as like a slide of shittiness. No, he's climbed the ladder now, and he's a great songwriter now.
And then we get to ride it later.
And feel free to stop me if I'm
yeah,
wrong.
stop me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, stop me if I'm wrong. But while I was, you know, for the other 3 records, this quote unquote shitty writer, he was the one following me. So I don't know what that says about you. And feel free to stop me.
That sums it about it.
Say shit on the radio right now. This is pretty awesome.
I know, and feel free to stop me if I'm wrong. But shit. Or is it shite? What did you say? Sheet?
It's shite. I mean, it's shite the way you said it.
In the bathroom, it's SHITE, and I didn't know if that still meant shit or shite or sheet.
I know. Well, basically, when it's SHITE, you pronounce the E, so it would be shite. Although the I part doesn't make any part then, so it's like.
And of course, stop me if I'm wrong.
You're like inspired by me in these interviews. We should do more stuff more often, you know.
I'll stop you if you're wrong.
Yeah.
We should all be friends.
I can get the romance here already. I mean, it seems like you two have such a love for each other. It really does.
It's like one day we're having lunch together. The next day I'm stabbing him in the heart with a pencil.
It's like we're like brothers, you know, like those Gallagher brothers from Oasis, you know. Love each other during interviews.
We're gonna break up 4 times, then, aren't we?
Yeah.
And then the last time, like you're just gonna make like a really shit, I was with me in the watch chat, a really bad band, and then all of a sudden it's gonna go all over. Right. Anyway,
See, my whole plan was when we were writing the records, I was gonna write crappy records so that when we did come out with a good record, people were just like, "Wow, this is so much better." And it was all part of the plan.
So fun. All right,
I'm glad you got better.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we all are. Anyway, okay.